quiet here, so I'm not sure what the
I
sound is.
know, it's so weird. We always have some technical difficulties.
Right.
Is somebody going over the agenda part? Because I feel like I really fumbled over that.
Oh, yes. Good call, Kaylee. Okay, do you want to do it?
No.
Oh, that's the part I thought I was doing.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Deb's doing the agenda. Oh my gosh, Deb, thank you. I wrote down intro, and so then my brain wasn't on agenda. Yep.
I feel like
That's
I so
okay.
that part.
This is good. We're all learning. We're all figuring this out. So this is great.
I can do that one, and then that first slide of trying to think what it is.
What is an essential oil, or
Yes.
you know about doTERRA? I guess it depends which way you go.
I was thinking the what do you know about doTERRA? Or no, what is an essential oil?
Yep.
So I wasn't sure what you meant by the intro.
Oh, so the intro is typically the well, not typically, but this way I think I did mean the agenda. That's the first way to start. So so if you do you want to start with the agenda?
Sure.
Okay. All right, so take it away.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. I'm so excited that you're here tonight to learn about essential oils. How's your week been so far?
My week's been horrible. I'm not getting enough sleep.
I'm sorry to hear that. We can we'll definitely come back to that as we go through the class. Anyone else?
Oh, good.
Okay, well, let me just tell you up front, give you kind of the picture of the evening. So I want to hear some of your health goals, and then we'll go over who doTERRA is as a company and our product, just real quick. And I just want to let you know up front that there is no pressure to buy anything. If you do see something or hear about something you'd like, then we can certainly get that ordered for you today, but again, no pressure. And before we get started into the meat of the class, why don't you all tell me what are some of the things that you want to make sure you learn tonight?
Okay, yeah, so everybody throw out a few health concerns.
I would love to learn how to take care of congestion or sinus pressure.
Okay, we will certainly incorporate that in.
Oh, and I need help with allergy relief.
I need help with head lice.
Head lice. That's a tough one. But we can see if we can come up with some answers for you. And Brenda's saying she'd like to learn how to get rid of migraine.
Oh, good one. Yep.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and we'll just ease in here, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what essential oils are. I'm switching this slide.
Would it be helpful if we did screen share and everybody could see the slideshow as we're? Oh,
yes.
Are we in screen share?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Thank you. So you all may be aware of this, but essential oils are extracted from plants. They come from different parts of the plants, from the seeds, the bark, the stems, roots, flowers, or other parts of the plant. An essential oil is highly concentrated, and it is 50 to 70. It can be 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. And some of you may have heard the fun fact that 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea.
That was awesome, Deb.
Thanks.
That was really good.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
When people are listing their health concerns in the beginning of the class, is that compliant to answer back with the
We need to mute. Just a minute. 1 second, Kaylee.
Okay.
She is muted. It's coming from somewhere else then. That's weird. Okay. So is it, what was your question? When somebody asked that in the class, is it compliant to say?
Right. So when they're being so specific, example, the migraine thing, is it compliant to tell them an oil that will work for that?
Yeah.
So the answer to that is delicately yes, you can. So what you can say is that's a great time to have a pen and paper as you're up there teaching the class and go, okay, I'm going to write down some of these health goals or some of these health concerns so that we can address them during the class. So that way, if they're talking about migraines or something like that, you can say when you get to peppermint, oh yeah, this might help with it, or when you get to frankincense,
Okay.
or etc. And then you can kind of bring it about. Yeah, you're not going to say, oh, sure, it can do that and cancer and blah, 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 and everything else.
Okay.
But delicately, yes, you can answer those questions. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
So the only thing that I wanted to mention as far as going through that so far is when you're doing the agenda, one of the things that Tasha told us, just a small little tweak, when you're asking them about their health goals, is to say, tell me some of your health goals. So that way it leaves it open for them so they don't feel overwhelmed like they have to tell you everything they want to accomplish. And you're not just minimizing by saying, tell me a little about your health goals, but just tell me some of your health goals. It kind of provides a little bit bigger opportunity for them to just give you a little bit instead of, sending it all to you.
And when they say something, then like Deb was just kind of waiting, but we could say, and what else? Right? You can say that to kind of encourage people to continue talking about it. The other thing that that Tasha kind of critiqued us on a little bit, or me on, I guess, was that, I know I totally just slipped my brain. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I even took omegas today. Oh, instead of saying, I'm going to tell you about some of the most popular products, saying that we're going to go over the most popular kits, because we don't want people purchasing just a few of the products. We want them actually purchasing a kit, because a kit is going to benefit them the most, right? Because they're going to get the most products and the most bang for their buck. So, and that was something I was doing at the beginning too. I was saying, okay, I'm going to tell you about the most popular products, but we want to switch it to saying, I want to tell you about the most popular kits. You could even say, or say the oils that are in the most popular kits, however you want to phrase that, but kind of practice it until it sounds like it's something that sounds comfortable to you.
And that you would
say. Yeah. And then the other little tweak that she added for me as well was when you're asking about the health concerns, because I was just saying, okay, so tell me a little bit about your health goals. But Tasha had me add in, I don't want to bore you with details that aren't important to you. So let's go over some of your specific health concerns. So that just there. So just take notes on all of that or whatever, and then find what's gonna sound the best for you, or what has the best feel for you, so that it feels genuine. It's something that you would say, and you want it to feel genuine. Okay, so what do we have? Next 3 ways to use?
No.
Oh, next slide. Can you stick to the slide? Oh, why doTERRA? This is you.
Okay. So
This is Brandon.
doTERRA is the largest essential oil company in the world. We work with families to find natural solutions to use in their everyday life. Moms turn to us when their current health approaches are not achieving the results they're supposed to, and they're tired of using all those chemicals and concoctions for literally everything. They're confused by all the natural options there are out there and never have time to research them all. They want more energy to do the things that they love with their family and without the side effects of the stimulants that you usually have to take. And they want to increase their overall quality of life. doTERRA has a full line of essential oils, essential oil kits. See, even I got it. That can help with your family goals, whichever they are. And doTERRA has raised the bar in the essential oil industry. There are no fillers, no artificial ingredients, no dilutions. The plants are grown in their ideal environments, which means that when you see doTERRA, when you see that doTERRA name, you're assured that you have the highest quality product. If you don't like it, you can return it within 30 days. You'll get 100% product credit back to try something else, or 90% return back to your card.
And that's it. And that sounds fine, read. Like, you don't need to memorize any of that. You can totally just read it off the sheet, right? It sounds totally fine. The only part you really need to have memorized is the close, just so that you can make eye contact at the end. All right, so Shelly, you're up for 3 ways to use. Can you unmute her?
Okay. Now, before we do this, I'm just going to apologize because I do parrot rescue, and I have a full house of birds, and the only time they chatter is when I'm on the phone. So if you hear any of that, I apologize because
That's
sometimes
totally fine. That's totally fine. The rest of us have kids or something screaming in the background.
Yeah, well, these guys don't always have appropriate language.
Oh.
No worries.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so how do I use essential oils, and how can you use them in your day-to-day life? You can experience the many benefits of essential oils by using them to support your overall health, and here are 3 different ways to use them. Aromatically, essential oils, when diffused or inhaled, can be very stimulating, calming, or soothing. They can also cleanse or purify the air. Topically, essential oils can be safely applied for massage or topical therapy. Chemical structure enables them to pass through the skin for an immediate systemic response. 30 seconds to get into your bloodstream, 30 minutes to get through your entire body. Internally, certain essential oils have a rich culinary history and can be used as dietary supplements for targeted wellness. So which way do you use those?
What's that?
I usually close that out. So which way would you prefer or feel more comfortable to use the oils?
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. So is that your own script that you wrote?
No, I actually bought a bunch of compliant classes, and some of the text in there I've been kind of piecing out and using when I do face-to-face consults or in-home classes.
That was great. That was amazing. That was really good.
Awesome, thanks.
It's okay. At the end. Yeah,
Whoa.
that's good. Nope. Okay, so I will just read this one. So can you move that so I can see how it works? Okay, so we want to make sure we're using essential oils safely. So be sure to keep them out of any eyes, ears, nose, or other sensitive areas. If they do get into a sensitive area or there is a sensation that you're not comfortable with, be sure to dilute the oil with fractionated coconut oil. Don't use water because that will actually make it worse. If you don't have fractionated coconut oil, use whatever nut seed that you have in your nut or seed oil you have in your house. Follow the label directions. There are certain oils that can be taken internally and some that cannot. So if you read the outside label of the bottle, it will tell you if it has supplemental facts that you can use it for internal use. And if you're using them internally, be sure to use them in a glass or stainless steel. You don't want to use it with plastic. Next, we have lemon. Anybody else want to do another one? No? Okay, I'm just going to read you what I have then on my Facebook class that we did. So I'm just going to say lemon is an oil that you will love to put a drop or 2 in your glass of water. It's a very gentle detoxifier and also helps boost your mood. You can use this oil to help cut down on mucus, and it's a great one for coughs with your little ones. Isn't it great that one bottle of oil can help with so many things? Obviously, this one you could, if I was teaching it like Kaylee, you just did that one with the daycare class and stuff. This one, then you could talk about cleaning. Like you can put a couple of drops of of lemon oil in a glass bottle and shake it up with some water and use it to disinfect and clean counters or other surfaces. Or if your kids get, gum in their hair or on the leather couch, you can use the lemon to help remove it. Or if they get Sharpie on their skin, you can use the lemon to help remove that. So obviously target towards your audience, but that's my generic one. Okay. All right, Lavender, Kaylee, you're up.
Okay, sorry, I'm enrolling someone at the same time. Just a second.
Oh, you are right now?
Yeah.
How awesome is that?
Okay, so the next one we're going to talk about is lavender. And lavender can be really good to help relax your children because we all know how crazy they get sometimes. I struggle with this one, trying to not put my story, and I swear Tasha's voice is in my head. Don't tell your story.
So just make it somebody else's story, and then it's okay to use it.
So,
like, what's your story? Let's take your story and then make it, we can flip it around.
well, ours would be that we really like to diffuse it with the kids before bed to have kind of a calm down from just the entire day of school and dinner and bath time and everything. So
Okay, so you could just flip it then and just say you would love to use this one to diffuse with your kids at night, or you could put a drop in their bath or in their lotion to help them calm down and let go of the stresses of the day, or put a drop on their pillow, or
okay.
put it in a bottle and shake it up and spray it in their room.
So then something like, wouldn't it be awesome to have this oil on hand when your kids just won't calm down?
Exactly. Perfect question. That's awesome. Yeah. And so Shelly, just to catch you up on our training that we did the last couple of weeks, what we're trying to do when we present each oil is to then ask a question at the end that's going to get them to answer yes. So that when we're done presenting all 10 oils and we ask them, which kit do you want to get and do you want to get it? Then they say yes, because they've already said yes to us 10 times throughout the class. Anyway, so Kaylee, that was awesome. That was really good. So yeah, so anything you want to say, like about if you're, instead of saying like, I use it this way or I use it that way, just say you can use it for this.
Okay. And
Yeah.
I think really focusing on doing for what you're going for, because like in the daycare, we talked about using it in the diaper rash cream and,
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. So
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I think it's harder when I don't have.
Well, no, and if you're struggling with it and you want to say like it about you, you can make it about your friend, right? Like,
Right.
Like, oh, my friend uses it to help her kids calm down at sleep or at bedtime. So just flip it around.
Okay.
Yeah. It gives it more power. And heck, if you even wanted to write it down, right? And then you can be like, I just want to read you this testimonial that somebody just recently wrote to me in a text about using lavender essential oil.
Well, I totally have it all on note cards to have during class, and now I can't find them.
Ah!
My whole house is torn apart.
Oh, no. Killing the bugs.
Ugh.
Oh, shoot. Okay, so Shelly asks, can you state that it will help you relax or support you when you're feeling anxious? Yes, absolutely. Or anxious feelings or whatever. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're not being like, I'm not super strict with the compliance thing because everything's kind of laxed up a little bit. But if we're not, as long as I'm not, Brandon's going to kill me. Here he comes.
No,
See?
I'm not.
As long as it's not like in print on social media, like lavender cured my anxiety and replaced all my medications. I probably shouldn't say that, but otherwise I'm going to say that it helps reduce anxious feelings. Yes.
So Brandon doesn't want to invite the FDA over for dinner then.
Brandon's a little bit more conservative with the compliance stuff than I am, which is why he's the person to ask and not me. So.
No, it really comes down to, is it going to be something that's recorded? Is it something that's going to be online? Is it going to be, if you're in a room full of your friends, or family and those kind of situations, heck yeah. I mean, honestly, if I'm in that situation, I'm going to mention cancer and frankincense if I'm with people I'm comfortable to be around, right? But if I'm in a situation where there's 30 people in the room, 10 people in the room, I don't know half of them, then obviously that's not a place where you want to be saying those kind of things. That makes a little more sense?
It
Yeah.
does. I just have a little bit of a question.
Sure.
Like when you're talking about, it doesn't matter which oil. I was told by the people that I purchased those compliant classes from,
Uh-huh.
she said to make compliance a little bit easier, as long as you're not saying that it cures a certain disease or you're targeting it towards an exact illness, you're going to generalize it anyway,
Mm-hmm.
but
Right.
never pinpoint it and say like, oh, lavender helped calm my child and he has ADHD.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
and I found that with a couple of the classes that I did, there are actually people, and I don't know these people, but it was a generalized class and it was a big group of people. But again, I didn't know half of them. Some I did, some I didn't. There were actually people in that class that were trying to get you to tell them, oh, I have sciatica. Is this gonna take care of it for me and get rid of it so I don't have to deal with it anymore? And you can't really answer that. You can by generalizing and say, well, it could help you manage the pain that comes from that specific condition, but I can't tell you that it's going to be an end all be all for you.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You're doing it right. Yeah. Yep.
Correct.
Absolutely. All right. Perfect. Oops. Let's see. Oh, I just went past peppermint. Okay. Peppermint. You guys jump right in if somebody else wants to do another one. But this is what I had down. Peppermint is great for head tension and helping with alertness and focus. You can put a little on your temples, not too close to your eyes though, or on the back of your neck. Peppermint is also cooling and can help break a fever. Pretty cool, huh? And then hopefully everybody's nodding their head saying, yes, that is pretty cool. Oh, and I just noticed we have Lindsay Spring on. So Lindsay, if you want to do an oil, let us know. We have anything open except for Melaleuca. So you just tell me when you want to jump in and do one. So, because next up is Stacy for Melaleuca. Oh, there you go.
The next oil we are going to talk about is Melaleuca. It's a great one to combine with lavender. It's great for any kind of skin issues that you have. You know how your kids just get those rashes all the time? And it's great to combine with the lavender for discomfort in your ears, just to help them to get drained. That's what, I'm not supposed to say that. That's what we use it for. So I need to cut that part out. But
You can say that's what my really good friend uses it for.
yes. Or that's one thing I recommend it for frequently. And no, because that's not right either. Oh, well, I'll work
You're
on
saying
that.
you recommend it, yeah. So
But
now you
isn't
can say my sister uses it, my best friend uses it, whatever.
right. But you can use it to help your kids in the middle of the night with ear pain or with those rashes that just seem to pop out of nowhere. Isn't it great to be able to have these natural resources right in your medicine cabinet to use in the middle of the night? Because isn't that when your kids always end up not feeling good?
Yes.
Or issues need to be addressed.
Yes. That was good. I love that you put the middle of the night thing there, because that's, I think, a huge selling point, quote unquote, if you will, with the oils, right? Is that we have it in our medicine cabinet.
I wish I would have had it when my daughter was a baby, you know, and that's when I felt most helpless and desperate, was when she didn't feel good with whatever in the middle of the night, because middle of the night lasts forever and everything seems so much worse.
It does.
So I always plug that part in there because, man, I would have just loved to have a solution.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. Oh, Brenda says she's going to try one. Awesome. So Brenda, do you want to do, the other name for Melaleuca is called tea tree oil. So good question. And then Brenda, do you just tell me which oil you want to do? There's pretty much any oil. Lindsay, do you want to do the next one? Do you want to do oregano?
Did you see what she wrote?
Yeah, she said she might not be able to stay.
You're killing me.
Oh, come on. I know. I'm making you do it.
I wasn't prepared for this.
You can just read it off of the Facebook thing.
There you go.
Look, you read it
There's your
right
key
here.
Points right there.
Okay, I'll turn my light on so I can actually see. So oregano key benefits are to put 2 to 3 drops in a veggie capsule to help maintain a healthy immune system, helps support a healthy digestive and respiratory function, and used as a powerful cleansing and purifying agent.
Awesome. And then just come up with some random question that's going to make me say, yeah.
I don't know.
Sounds pretty simple, huh? Or what was my other one I had? Wouldn't this be awesome to have during the winter months or cold and flu season or something?
Yeah, it's great to have. Wouldn't this be great to have during those winter months through cold and flu season? I know I love it.
Perfect. There you go. Awesome. Good job. Way to make me throw you into the wolves. You did it.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
Make
was
me
awesome.
so uncomfortable.
I know this is all uncomfortable for everybody, right? Everybody's doing it. Very awesome. Yeah, Deb says, way to wing it. So good job. I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
Okay, all right. So Deb, we're not, or sorry, I'm saying Deb. Brenda, we're not going to do wild orange because we're doing the ones that are in the Family Physicians Kit. So your choices are frankincense, digestion, breathe, deep blue, or on guard. So let me know which one you want to do. Next is frankincense. So let's see. Do you want to do this one, Brenda?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. First time everybody, so I'm nervous just like everyone else.
I know we're all extremely uncomfortable. That's why I'm giving you all an oil tonight.
I love frankincense has a very wonderful smell to it. It can help you with headaches if you have headaches, or it's even been known to benefit people who have cancer. It's actually also one of the biblical oils that was used and back in those days for healing. You can use it aromatically, topically, internally, or neat, because it is a certified pure therapeutic grade, and which means you can't get any better grade than that. This oil comes from Somalia, so you'll not only be benefiting yourself, but you'll also be benefiting the people from Somalia and helping them with different programs there, like their doTERRA's water programs or school programs, if that's your thing. You can, for migraines, you can take 1 or a couple drops and apply it to the roof of your mouth, or you can take 1 to 2 drops and put it in a veggie cap to support your health. It's good for after a day of outdoor activity. You can massage frankincense into your body for a warm and soothing effect. And it's also good for a moisturizer or lotion to reduce the appearance or rejuvenate your skin.
Good.
Okay.
So sorry, I felt like I cut you off there. And then we need to ask some type of question like that's going to make us say yes. So what question could you ask?
So how do you say? So
It can be really generic.
do you
Like the
think
one that I had
oil
for
would
this one is just like sounds like a pretty awesome oil, huh? Or like
Oh, okay.
what a powerful oil, isn't it?
Wouldn't that be great?
Or wouldn't this be a great one to have? It doesn't have to be anything like profound.
Okay, so like this oil would be beneficial for you, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's great for sure. Absolutely. And one point I love to mention on this one too, I try to keep it like super generic, like something that's going to address most people's concerns. So just talking about like that it helps boost mood. But I love that you said migraines or headaches in there because that's something that a lot of people suffer with for sure. So that was good. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, digestion. I'm going to go back and I'll just read this one. Okay, so digestion is one of those oils you may not use every day, but if you've eaten too much or your stomach is feeling unsettled, this is the oil you'll want to grab. Who wants to have this one around? I sure do. So hopefully this one, see, this is a different, not everybody's saying yes, but everybody's saying me, me, me. Like, I want this one, right? Hopefully.
Something I like to use with this one this time of year is, you know, when your kids just eat way too much candy, or you raid the candy after they go to bed and you just get that little bit
From
of
Halloween.
Wouldn't it be nice to have this on hand? To
You
help
raid my
balance it?
candy?
Or to balance your
Raid my
stomach out?
candy?
Yep, that's awesome. Look, Stacy just threw herself under the bus in front of her daughter. She said that she eats her candy, so she's freaking out.
She's like, you raid my candy?
She only takes the poisonous ones, Becca.
I can honestly claim, no, I don't.
That's right, you don't, because it makes you sicker than a dog. Okay, so Brenda says, I love to use this one when my migraines make me so nauseous I can't eat anything. Good point. Oh my gosh, yeah. And okay, yeah, and then Shelly said, good tip, I never thought of this one when I'm having a migraine. Cool, yep. So yeah, whatever little thing you want to think of with digestion, if you'd rather talk about the sinus issues, if it's during cold and flu season, that might be a good thing to mention here too. Whatever is going to speak to your crowd, but just keep it simple, like just 2 things about that oil. Okay, so next we have Breathe. I was going to say Deep Blue. So Breathe is a blend. I'm not taking anybody's oil yet, right? So Breathe is a blend you'll want to use whenever you're having difficulty breathing. Whether you're exercising or sick with a cold, rub a little of this one on your chest and you'll be amazed at how well it opens up those airways. Wouldn't this be a great one to have this time of year, or a great oil to have on hand this time of year? So yes. All right, the next oil is Deep Blue. So do any of you ever have sore, achy muscles? Hopefully everybody in the room can like shake their head yes on this, because I'm sure everybody, yes, Brenda says yes. I think everybody at some point in their life has had a sore, achy muscle of some kind. And so that's all I said about this one is, if you ever have sore, achy muscles, Deep Blue will bring you comfort and relief. And that's all you need to say about that oil. Okay, what do we have next? So, Shelly says, my wrestler son uses this at each practice and his meets. So perfect. So you could even make that like about a friend to add power to that. Like, make it a little bit more distant, maybe like your nephew or your friend her son uses this at his practice. We're wrestling. So something like that. Anyway, this is awesome, you guys. Good stuff. Okay, what's next? On Guard. Okay, my phone keeps locking me out of my notes here. Okay, so last but not least is On Guard. This oil is the best for helping boost your immune system. You can use this daily to help prevent getting sick, and use a little more if you do catch something to help you get over it quicker. Don't we all need something to help the kids stay in school and keep us at work? Yes. So, yep. And then, okay. So how do you purchase your oils? So doTERRA works similar to Costco in that you get a membership to purchase products at wholesale prices, and I should say kits there, not products, right? There's no auto renewal and no required monthly orders. If you don't like it, you can return it within 30 days. You'll get 100% product credit and try something else, or 90% returned back to your card. I don't say anything about LRP here at all.
It talks about it.
It has that one little thing there, but I don't even think I would read it. So the best way to get your membership is through an enrollment kit, because with that enrollment kit, your fee is waived and you can purchase any products that you want at wholesale prices, which are 25% below retail. Click. So here are two of the most popular kits. First, we have the Family Wellness Kit, which is all of the 10 oils that we just talked about in a 5 ml size, plus peppermint and On Guard beadlets, which make taking the oils internally very easy and convenient. And this one is $150, which includes that enrollment fee. And then, sorry, Brandon's typing. There we go. And the other most popular kit is the Home Essentials Kit. This one is only $125 more, but it comes with 3 times the amount of oil plus a diffuser. Diffusers are great because they provide such an easy way to use the oils. So if you're ever in doubt or not sure about how to use an oil, you can just throw it in the diffuser and you're going to benefit from it aromatically. So if you were to get a kit today, which one would you prefer?
Okay, I have a really quick question.
Yeah.
When a couple of slides ago, when it's talking about how to purchase, does anybody else feel like if at this point in the class you start bringing up the loyalty rewards program and how it works and functions, that people just shut down?
Yeah, so that's what I said. So I don't know if you heard that, but I said I don't talk about it at all. And I said I wouldn't even read that one sentence that's even on here where it says enjoy the perks of the loyalty rewards program. So totally my advice.
I don't even think about it until I have someone in the class that comes up and says, okay, I want to enroll. And then once they're enrolled, then I talk to them about if you're going to be a constant user or you think you're going to benefit from this, then this is the best way to go.
Absolutely.
Because you can watch their faces be all bright and cheery, and you mention LRP monthly order, and it's like deer in the headlights. Yep. And they're done.
Yeah,
it's
it
not
freaks
even
them out.
Deer in the headlight look. It's run for the hills kind of look a lot.
Yeah. They freak out. So yeah, definitely. My suggestion and what we've learned from Tasha too is don't even bring it up until the wellness consults.
Okay. Yep.
Because there's no point in bringing it up before then, really. Okay.
Perfect.
Because it isn't going to benefit them. There's no benefit for them enrolling in the LRP immediately.
Right.
Usually, if you're going to meet with them a few weeks later for the wellness consult, then for sure they're not going to miss out on any benefits by then, right? Because yeah.
Well, and it's great too. And this is the next training we'll be talking about. Actually, I don't know what we're talking about next. We're talking about referrals.
We're talking about how to make an appointment.
Yeah. So in the next one, we're going to be talking about the appointments, and part of that is being able to set up that wellness consult right either as they're ordering this kit or within the next day or so of ordering it, so you can go through and talk to them about LRP and everything else. So.
Okay. Now, do you, both of you, this kind of goes with the purchasing and the enrollment, when you do your wellness consult, do you have a Zytoscan or do you use a Zytoscan?
We have a Zytoscan. Sometimes we do them, but not necessarily at the wellness consult. We usually do it more as in a follow-up after that, like at more like with a continuing ed class or later on down the road a little bit.
Okay.
Part of the reason that we like to do it that way is you don't want to get them thinking that, relying on the Zyto. Well, I don't have to think about it. The Zyto will tell me, and that's just the way it is. If you do it the other way, where it's, let's rely on your intuition. What do you feel you need? What are your health goals? Pull out the book, help them to learn how to do it. Then it's that much better in general anyways.
Okay. And that's kind of how I've been doing it. When I originally got it, I just used it at the class, and anybody who was at the class, if they were interested in it, then we ran them. And I'm just like, it gets to be where, you're not focusing enough on what they're telling you,
You got it.
and all your time's being taken up performing the Zyto instead of talking to the person.
Yep. So yeah, exactly. And we don't do the Zytos, especially at a basic intro class or a 101 class, whatever you want to call it, for that reason. And the problem is with that too, is that if then they scan for things that are not in the kit, then they're going to want to purchase, then they feel torn, like, oh, do I purchase the oils that I scan for, or do I purchase the kit? And
Right.
then they have too much information and they need to go home and think about it, and they're not going to buy anything, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay.
But it's a great tool, though. It's a great tool, and it's really good for continuing ed, especially when people are like, okay, I have my 10 oils, I'm using those, but now what, right? Like, now what should I get, or
Okay.
how to
Perfect.
expand that? Yeah, that was a great question. Really good.
Was it you guys who talked about listing the home essentials kit before you do the family essentials
Yes.
She
kit?
made a note to switch that in this.
Good call, Kaylee. Yep, you're totally right. Yeah, we talked about having that one first. The only plus side to listing the family essential, or the family essentials first, is that then you can say that the home essentials one does have 3 times the oil. That's the only perk that I like to saying that one after, because then you're like, holy cow, 3 times the oil, but it's not 3 times the price, right?
Right. I feel like it goes over easier doing it the home essentials and then family essentials, because
It's a
then
drop
when you
down.
can kind of read that, yeah, their face is like, oh my gosh, I don't want to spend that much money. But then it's an easy gateway to go, well, if you start with this kit, then you kind of learn which oils your family uses more, and
Yep.
then decide how you're going to order from then on out.
Yeah.
So I found a lot of them are like, I just want to figure out what I use a lot. And so
Yep.
that's kind of where it's been.
Yep. So yeah, whichever you feel most comfortable with. I don't think that there is a right or wrong way to do that. Either way, because like I said, I like having the family essentials one first, so that then I can say that the home essentials is 3 times the amount of oil. I like that kind of that little perk to it. So for people who want to save money, like be more cost effective, then they can do it that way. But I do like you said, Kayla, I do like it the other way too, because then it's a drop down in price. You kind of give them the sticker shock first, if you will. And then they're like, oh my gosh, that's too much. But oh yeah, I can do the next one. Then the next price seems more reasonable to them because it's less. So yeah.
It's also fun to bring up that if they start with the small one, then they can get the big one around Christmas time when we all know what happens. Yep.
That's a good call. So anyway, so then, so after you ask them, okay, so if you were to get a kit, which one would you prefer? Then you can go around and ask them at the end if you want. So this is hard. This is where it gets hard when it's in a class, right? Because if you're teaching a one-on-one like this and they just say, oh, I want to get the home essentials kit, then you just say, so would you like to get it? Right? You just ask them that question, which by the way, when I needed to tell you guys this, when I wish everybody was on, I need to write this on Facebook, but when we have our Facebook 101 class that we do on the 15th of every month now, and I ask that question to everybody, I PM them all and ask them, do you want to get that kit? And who invited you? So like Kaylee, last night you had, I can't remember her name, Katrina maybe, or somebody there, something that started with a K. And
Tanya.
What is it?
Tanya.
Oh my gosh, where'd I get a K? I don't know. All right. So anyway, so she said which one she wanted to get, and then I PM'd her after the class and said, so would you like to get that kit tonight, and who invited you?
She actually tried to enroll today, but we had an issue with the computer system again, so she's enrolling in the morning.
Oh man. Okay, well tell me, because I'll still honor the free gift thing. Okay.
Okay.
All right. But anyway, so it's good because then I can ask that question, but then you guys can still follow up with them too. But anyway, but in the class, it's a little tricky then when you ask them that question to then how to follow up. And I'm still trying to figure this one out because I think the best transition to do that one. So if you were to get a kit, which one would you prefer? And then just say, if you know which one you if you've decided which one you want, go ahead and start filling out the enrollment form and check which one you want. And if you're still deciding, let me know what questions you have so that I can help you find the most bang for your buck. And I'll come around and talk to you all individually after. And you're welcome to go get snacks or whatever they're doing after the class.
Can you write that on the notes that you did?
Yes. In fact,
Were you gonna do that today? I was going to, I haven't.
we need to work on writing up like I want to have the entire script, our script written out, and then you guys can change it and do whatever you want. But I wanted to even like write out like all of my things, even for the oils. I want to write out the whole thing. And then you guys can print it out if you want, tweak it, obviously change it and make it your own. But at least it's kind of nice to have a base to go off of. But yes, so Kaylee, yeah, we'll add that. Yeah, Brandon's going to put it
We'll have that up tomorrow.
So yeah, that's great. But anyway, but does that feel like an okay transition with that at the end? Is there anything anybody else would do after you ask, if you were to get a kit, which one would you prefer? Is there any other suggestions for how to transition, especially in a class setting?
I need to learn how to transition to the referral part after that.
Yes, and we will do that. I'm assuming.
Because I feel like once I've practiced the referral part, I'll be okay. Because I've got a script for that, but the transition is where I'm concerned. And you may not have done that when you asked that, but I'm like, I'm going to say that while I'm thinking about it, because that's something I need help with.
Yeah, no, for sure. And we're going to get to that. So Tasha's advice to me was, she said, don't worry about the referral stuff right now. She goes, because you need to help everybody nail the one-on-one or the class. Because if you don't teach a fantastic class, nobody's going to want a referral, or nobody's going to give you referrals anyway, because if the experience wasn't incredibly awesome, then they don't want to give you any names. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, good point. So we were trying to get down the class and the one-on-one solid first. So I think
it makes me feel better, because I've been putting a lot of focus on the referrals and
oh yeah, no, don't stress over it. In fact, I think it comes after. So first really get down the class or the one-on-one, like feel comfortable with that and your phrases. And
I feel like I'm doing okay with the one-on-ones, but the classes I need to definitely do some tweak, but the more I do, the more comfortable I get.
Absolutely. So if you can practice some of those, like role playing, like we just did tonight, right? If we can practice on each other, then we don't have to mix it up on a potential customer, right?
Yeah. Right.
So yeah. Okay, well, we've taken way more time than I wanted to, but we like really dissected this and answered a lot of questions along the way. But look at that. But we totally critiqued an entire class and taught it in an hour. So we could for sure teach this class in half an hour. Don't you guys think? For sure. Yeah, Brenda says yes. So that's fantastic, because we don't want to overwhelm people with too much information. We want to make it simple and easy for them. And we want to be able to answer their questions. And obviously we didn't talk about that as we went, but make sure you're pulling in people's health concerns that they mentioned at the beginning of the class as you're talking about each oil. Like what was yours, Stacy? You said headaches. Wait, or what did you say? What was your health concern?
Mine was the ears.
Oh, the ears.
In the very beginning it was sinus pressure.
Oh, sinus pressure. So then obviously I could have maybe talked about that with digest then, right? With sinus pressure, or breathe, like helping open up airways, any of that stuff. And then I said allergies, so I could have talked about that once I got to peppermint. Combine peppermint with lavender and lemon, and this makes a great one to help get over allergy symptoms or relief.
Well, and even lavender would have worked, because who knows whether that sinus pressure is from seasonal threats or whether it's from illness.
Right, absolutely.
This is possible if it's coming from seasonal threats.
Right, so yeah. Awesome. So anyway, so just make sure you guys remember to incorporate those in there so that everybody knows the class is about them, right? And not just you getting across your agenda. But yeah, awesome. Okay, so next week, oh, sorry, Lorraine just got on. Yes, we're just finishing, Lorraine. Oh man, that's what time we did it last week, and we went back to 7 o'clock our time, or Mountain Daylight Time, for this week. Okay, so next week I was just going to go over troubleshooting. So do you guys want to do that? Like we can do like write out our scripts and then have any questions that you have about it. Does that sound good as you're working it through? Or do you think we've covered it well enough that we are good to move on to the next topic? What do you guys think? Give me a yay or a nay. Oh, let's see. Deb says, so for the person who's concerned about head lice, would you talk about it with Maluka? Absolutely. So yes, the poor Kaylee's house has been inundated with head lice. So we could tell her.
We figured out where we got it too. We got it in Utah during convention.
No way.
Yeah.
You don't have lice in Utah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So both the kids had it, and I shaved Joe's head, so he's lucky. But
Oh, that stinks. Lice is like the worst thing ever.
it is.
It saturates your home.
They're
Blah.
all dead. Just the eggs decide they don't want to come out.
Yeah. Ugh. Did you try the Coke thing? Did that
Yeah,
work?
and it actually got a lot out, but now we're still fighting with some of the last stragglers that are just
Yeah.
hanging on for dear
That's so
life.
disturbing that Coke, something
Yeah,
that
I'm
people
like,
drink,
oh gosh,
will
I
kill
can't
the
drink
lice
ever
in your head.
again.
That's so gross.
Uh-uh.
Anyway, okay, yeah. So Shelly says she would like the script to study and tweak. Brenda says she would like the script as well. So yeah, so obviously we'll put up that script tomorrow of ours, and then you guys can write it and make it your own. So let's see. So what about you, Kaylee? Do you want to do this for one more week?
I don't see how it would hurt anything. No, for sure.
That's true. That's true. And Deb says, I think it was helpful. Let's see. Having the script and then doing another run through with us, taking 2 sections each would be good. Oh, that's a good idea. That's true. We can just do this one more time. The slides are in drop. Oh, wait, where are the slides?
The slides are in the Dropbox. I'm going to revamp those as well.
The slides are in the Dropbox, but we need to revamp those because we need to edit it a little bit. We need to take out a few things and change, obviously, the family physician's kit. And then Lorraine says, we probably covered it in the last 2 weeks sometime, but I had a question about LRP. You said not to discuss it until one-on-one. What about specials and qualifying with the kit and LRP placed? Perfect. Yep. And we did just go over that again. We still don't talk about it until the wellness consult after they enroll, because even if there's a promo or a special, you can tell them about that at the wellness consult. Like even for this month, you can just tell them, just say, you know what, there's another special promotion for any of you who enroll with the Family Essentials Kit that I can tell you about when we do our wellness consult. And then they're going to kind of be on like excited to see you again, right? Because you're going to tell them about another promo that they qualify for. So, yeah, because it's not going to, as long as you meet with them in the next week or so, or 2 weeks after they get their oils, so they're not going to miss that window of opportunity to place the LRP, then you're good. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, and most of the promotions, unless it's a 200 PV promo, even the the Family Essentials Kit is going to qualify them for that promo. So it's not like you're going to miss out on those.
Yeah.
So, and besides, even if they decide they want it to later on, you can always call doTERRA and get them to give it to them later on if they want to add more to their order or whatever. So.
Yeah. So Lorraine, so yeah, you want to do your wellness consult within a few days after they receive their essential oils, after they receive their product. So, yeah. Well, if you can, right? And if you have to do it over the phone, that's totally fine. Like do it as a Zoom call if you need to, or a FaceTime, whatever. Just the biggest thing is just to help them to make sure they're feeling comfortable cracking those bottles open as soon as they get them in the mail. So. Okay, well, we will post the recording and we'll stop the recording, actually. Do you want to stop the recording? And then